潮汐，将我的伤痕刻蚀成龙鳞，突袭中酝酿着风云，血脉更续，在我皮肉下交织成命运，扎根于烈火烧灼的龙心，磨砺今世做我的骨骼，放任飓风从口中挣脱，用传说重塑我，用疼痛重铸我，撕裂心海之方，万军雷霆的巨响，浩瀚星魂激荡，惊涛骇浪汹涌，鲜血滚烫，淬炼出爪牙锋芒。我必身披星光，在领域中愿见效。
สวัสดีครับผมNeKrozzเองนะฮะอันนี้อยู่กับฮงไกซาเร็วนะจะคิดว่าผมจะมานั่งเปิดจานหลิวนะครับผมแล้วก็เดี๋ยวมันทำแพทใหม่ก็ว่ามีอะไรบ้างนะมีเควสให้เล่นเพียบตอนนี้ตอนแรกว่าจะทำของเกนชินวันนี้แต่มาดูอีกทีเอ้ามันอัปเดตวันนี้นี่หว่านะก็เลยมาเล่นนะแล้วเล่นจานหลิวไปละต่อให้แบบมีตั้งเถิงก็เถอะแต่ผมก็ยังอยากเปิดอยู่ดีนะเพราะอวยน้อง60 โลไม่จะออกไหมเดี๋ยวก่อนเปิดเราจะไปเล่นเควสก่อนจะได้หาเพชรมานั่งเปิดต่อนะเดี๋ยว70 โลมันก็น่าจะการันตีมั้งเนี่ยมีภารกิจร่วมทางอีกแต่ร่วมทางเนี่ยจะทีหลังก็จะเอาในโลกพิเทอเรียมก่อนตามนี่แหละโอเคเราลุยเลยคุยปั๊บ
Is this? But we Bellabot. Thank you for. You really don't have.
20 เพชร ดูซิว่าฟาร์มอะไรต้องฟาร์มอะไรเพิ่มไหมโอ้แป๊บนึงนะฮะแป๊บนึงไม่สิต้องเก็บพลังงานไว้นี่หว่าเผื่อได้จันเหลวโอ้โหคิดได้ไงดีใช่ไหมโอเคดูเควสแล้วกันมา
Hey, did you hear about our next stop? It's a world called Penacony. But Pom Pom said the banquet we were invited to is still a little ways off. Huh? Is that my phone?
โบเนียเชิญมาเว้ยมีความชันไหมไม่ได้เจอนานฮะยังไงเทศกาลโซวอมอยู่เทศกาลเฉลิมฉลองดั้งเดิมของเบลบอก โหเราเป็นแฟนตันไม่ปิดกั้นก็เลยต้องอยู่ชะงักกันไปหลายปีแต่เบลบอกไม่ได้สัมผัสบรรยากาศที่แสนคึกคักมานานแล้วถ้าทุกคนจากไอ้ทอดเพชรมีเวลาก็จะชวนมาเข้าร่วมโอเคเดี๋ยวไปฉันต้องถึงด้วยเหรอ แล้วก็ส่งกุหลาบปิดท้ายอีกแล้ว
That Don Hung. Let's go to his room and talk.
มาครับผมตื่นจากฝันวันเฮมันตลาดแห่งอนาคตกดนำไม่ติดเคสอันนี้ฮะไปลู่ใช่ไหมโอเคเขาเอาไปลู่
Now that I've made it this far, the It was you! Hey! The conductor? I don't want to give... Now that I think anyway.
ได้10 เพชรจัดไป
It was you! Hey!
ไอ้ต้นเถิงไม่ใช่ดีกว่าในห้องมาร์ช
Don Hung, Branya just sent all of us a message. Did you?
Yes.
Then why didn't you reply? Branya's a good friend of ours.
I'm sorry. I'm just not in the mood for
อ๋อ
idle
ยัง
chat.
คิดไม่ตกอีกอะ
There's been a lot weighing on my mind since the Lo Fu.
Don Hung, I'm the one who should be sorry. I was being too pushy.
No thanks. I'll be staying on the
ไม่มาเด้อ
express.
เว้ย
It's great that Belobog is able to host a celebration. I hope your trip goes well.
Okay, rest up. You're not allowed to miss the next trailblazer.
ไป
He won't budge, huh? Looks pity. I know. If only. Pom Pom can't just. Seems like. Why don't we go ask Himeko to? You've been on the.
เฮ้ยฮิมิโกะไปเหรอไอ้ยาฮิมิโกะโอ้โหนั่งชงกาแฟตรงนี้
Hey, March. That's a big smile on your face. What's...
Himeko, there's a celebration coming up on Eurillo 6. Or Don Hung won't be going anywhere for. I mean, considering how you helped us.
So that explains... Thanks for the invite, but I'm afraid my hands are full right now. Make the most of the festivities. You've earned it. You two and Don Hung did help save Eurillo 6 after all.
Navigators really do have their plates full, huh? Let me go pack some.
ก็มีเขา2 คนโอ้โหฮิมิโกะไม่ลงไปด้วยอ่ะฮิมิโกะน่าลงไปรอบหน้ามั้งลงไปเพียคานี่อ่ะดาวใหม่เฮ้ยมาสกินใหม่เฮ้ยนี่น่าสกินไหนจากอันนี้
So, what do you think about my new dress? Pretty neat, right? It's actually not new. I just never had the right occasion to try it on. This kind of event doesn't come around every day. Why shouldn't I dress for the occasion? You're not really gonna wear that same old...
เกาหัวเฉย
let's just pretend I never said anything. As long as one of us is making an effort. Pajamas, hot water bottle, pom-pom doll. That should be everything. Let's go. Wow, that was fast. Don't you?
เพราะว่าเป็นความเร็วทั้งนั้น เป็นความเร็วทั้งนั้นเลย
Other people might fall for that, but I was just taking a look at Mr. Yang's records. And it seems like Eurillo 6's average temperature has warmed up quite a bit. I wouldn't call it livable just yet, but things are ready to go.
โอเคไป
Bella
เดี๋ยวเราค่อยมานั่งตามเก็บทีหลังนะอุ้ยคัดซีนนี่หมูโตปาร์ตดีกว่า
Galabon. 700 years. It's never too late to pick up the tab.
Oh, brr! How do people living in all this snow celebrate anything? Oh, one thing's for sure, though. Where there's this... Oh, wait a sec. That person over there. That doesn't look like all in black.
เฮ้ย
Think
ชัด
so? Anyway, that's besides the point. There's only one way.
ถามอันนี้ไงมันใหม่เขาบอกมันใหม่มา
Do you work for the Interastral Peace Corporation?
ก็มัน
Boss, encounter with 2 unknowns.
What?
Want me to take them out?
To take us out?
Take them out? Just hang tight for a second. I'm on my way.
ซันก่อนเลยได้ไหมเนี่ยหาเรื่องยังเอาว่ะ
Glad
โทร
to make
ปาส
your
มาเจอ
acquaintance.
เร็วมาก
I'm Topaz, an investment expert from the Interastral Peace Corporation. I'm here on Eurilla 6 for a special business assignment. You'll have to forgive my colleague here. People skills aren't his strong suit.
You scared the life out of me. We're here for the celebrations. We're not looking for more conflicts. Oh, right. We should probably introduce ourselves. I'm March 7th, a passenger of the Astral Express. You may have heard of it? And this is my friend and...
No kidding. I could tell you weren't locals from a mile away, but I didn't expect to run into 2 nameless here. I heard that Eurilla 6 only stepped out of the Stellaron's shadow thanks to the direct intervention of the Trailblazers. Surely you 2 aren't...
ทีนี้เล็กน้อยว่ะถ่อมจัด
So humble all of a sudden, huh? Are you feeling...
I never imagined I'd run into living legends here. Must be your lucky day, huh, Numby?
Wow, Miss Topaz. You're really young for an IPC executive.
More good luck, I suppose. But it's not as cushy as you think. Scurrying from one side of the galaxy to the other.
Huh. Your job sounds pretty similar to the express cruise. Aside from the business, I guess. Oh, Branya moves fast. The crisis is only just over and she's already opened talks with
เขาไม่ได้มัน
the IPC.
เขาไม่ได้มาจับมือเลยว่าทวงหนี้
These talks aren't exactly what you might expect. But I have to agree. The Supreme Guardian definitely knows how to govern a city. Miss March, you said you were on your way to Belobog festivities, right?
Don't be sorry. It's not like we're in a rush. Want to come to the city with us?
Thanks for the concern, but I'll manage. It's my first time on this world. I'd like to take it in its vast, who knows? Maybe we'll cross paths again during the celebrations. Oh, here's my contact information.
Wow, I actually managed to get an IPC executive's...
สอนวิธีหาเงินเยอะ
Me too.
You 2 make a cute pair. Anyway, I'd better be on my way. See you next time.
ๆไม่เรื่องมันบั่นกับโทรปาสแล้วแต่ถ้าไม่ได้จริงรีบนี่ผม
The
เปิดโทรปาส
universe
จริง
is
อะ
huge. Yet we somehow stumbled
เพราะ
onto
แพทหน้ามันได้มีตัวอะไรที่ผมอยากได้นะ
Fate
Chắc hẳn
truly
nè.
works in mysterious ways, don't you think? Come on, let's head into the city.
ต้องรอแพทต่อจากในเพนาโคนี่แพท2ไปเลย มาแล้วคนละเล่นอยู่สวัสดีครับ เปิดยังไม่ได้เปิดนะยังไม่ได้เปิดเล่นเควสก่อน หาเพชรเพิ่มก่อน เพชรน้อย
Wow, there are
อ้าว
people
ว่ะ
everywhere.
ค
Are
รึ
you
กค
sure
รัก
we're in Belobog?
ครึกครักไปหมด
And now to check out the main event, the food. Come on,
อ๋อ
keep
เป
up.
ล่าวะนะคือเปล่าสิ
That Pela? Looks like she's teaching the kids again. So cool.
Next, I'll be introducing the history of the museum. Everyone in Belobog's history. So hungry. It was built. Guess what? I heard there's gonna be a Silvermane adventure. Also, those who sacrifice.
เด็กไม่สนใจ
Ayla, Peter's falling asleep.
Enough. From now on, no whispering aloud. If you don't.
Sorry, miss.
That's better.
Oh, I never knew Peter.
โอเคไปต่ออะไรหมอนี่ได้เพื่อนแล้วเหรอ
Hang on a sec. Isn't that Wallace up ahead? Looks like he's finally.
Norbert, why don't you tell selling cultural relics and impersonating Silvermane God?
Well, it was all thanks to my uncle.
Ah, I remember. Your uncle is Minister. You're shameless, Norbert. Not to be rude, but if I were thrown in jail.
Do you think I wanted to? I'm not the type of person. Get off my back, will you? I had to deal with hardened.
Looks like things are getting.
อะไรมาตีกันเฉยงงจังที่ไหนมี
Hey, quick! Serval's
เซอร์วอ
about
ร์
to
ว่ะ
start
คอนเสิร์ต
singing.
อะพอโซนไปแล้ว4 โลยังไม่ออกเลย
Hope you're ready for a great show.
4 โลเลย40 โล
Heartbeats will.
อ๋อเลือกดูได้ด้วยว่ะ
Well, who to say? Or we could
เที่ยวก่อนละกัน
say, or we
อ๋อเข้ามาโรงเรียนเลยก็ได้แล้วเช็คก่อนได้นะว่ามีอะไรบ้างในเมืองเซิร์ฟเวอร์ตรงนู้นน่าจะเพลงอันนี้แหละเพลง PV
So this friend.
เจะผ่านอยู่นู่น
The Supreme Guardian mentioned there'd be mystery guests attending the Soulworm celebration. I hope you had a smooth journey. I should have dispatched Silvermane guards to welcome.
มีใครอีกไหมเนี่ยแล้วมาดูในโรงแรมดิโรงแรมไม่มีฮะแปลกดิเอาสำรวจเลยนะแป๊บนึงจะนี่ไหมไม่มีฮะโอเคเชื่อแล้วไม่มีอยู่ตัวเมืองหลักหมดเลยหรือไม่ก็อาจจะอยู่ใต้ดินแหละป่ะเขาป้องกันฟอร์ดเลย40 โลผมดูแล้วมันต้องลึกผมเปิดไอ้นี่ไปล่าสุดเนี่ยจะเหลืออะไรไหมเนี่ยมันคือไม่มีการันตีแล้วนะ
Mountain Marsh from
เปิดตั้งเถิงหมดแล้วแล้วก็ไม่เป็นตั้งเถิงเปิดผู้เสียไปแล้วผู้เสียก็ลึกออกช่วงแรกไว้ใช่ไหมช่วงหลังลึกช่วงการันตีโคตรลึกเลย
I understand the difficulties that this world is facing, Supreme Guardian. Belobog's current financial burden cannot be pinned on you, nor anyone else for that matter. However, objectively speaking, since Belobog has existed as an independent entity to this day, its debt cannot simply be written off.
เจ้าหน้าที่ทวงหนี้วะ
Oh, it looks like we have some visitors.
Branya! And Topaz? You're here too? I guess you've already started your business talks. We'll get out of your way if...
It's no bother. We've pretty much wrapped things up already anyway. Please consider my plans carefully, Supreme Guardian. If Eurilo 6 wants to rebuild its connections with the rest of the galaxy, your credit record with the IPC will be of great importance.
You've made yourself clear, Miss Topaz.
Naturally. However, while you're deliberating, my colleagues will need to carry out some operations in Belobog. I'm sorry our business got in the way of a reunion with old friends. I'll get out of your way.
จะมาจัดงานอีเวนต์มั้ง เยี่ยโปเกมอนนะ
Is everything all right, Branya? I didn't know Miss Topaz was so...
It's good to see you two again. Welcome back to Belobog. I'd planned a special reception, but I had to deal with an unexpected guest. The lady you just witnessed, she claims to there's no need to keep either of you in the dark. To tell the truth, I have too much weighing on my mind right Since you've already made her acquaintance, I needn't... I'm sure you've heard pieces of Belobog's history the first time you visited. The Legion's invasion 700 years ago. It seems that much of Belobog's history from that time was buried deep beneath the snow. Those memories were lost and weren't passed down to the subsequent generation. Topaz shared with me the story of the Stellaron's descent upon Yarillo 6. How the original outsiders stationed here foresaw the impending disaster and chose to leave in large numbers. Among those outsiders were several investors from the Interastral Peace Corporation. Before they departed, they did something. They sought out architects who refused to leave, those who insisted on defending their homes. It was with those funds that Belobog was able to construct its immense walls. Even the initial funding for the development of the first batch of automatons was drawn from the same pool.
Wow, that's a pretty incredible story. So, does that mean Topaz is...
Yes.
That's ridiculous! And what's with the timing? What took them so long to get here? If it wasn't for us eliminating the Stellaron...
According to her account, the repayment period agreed upon by the architects and the IPC investors was 280 years. However, less than a century after, the IPC deemed that the disaster had caused irreparable damage and that there was no civilization left to reclaim that. It wasn't until the Stellaron crisis was resolved that the IPC discovered that Belobog had survived.
And that's when they sent Topaz over...
And the interest.
ทั้งต้นทั้งดอกทั้งหมดเท่าไหร่
Astronomical amount. I don't even know how to read such a long string of numbers. Before you both arrived, Topaz warned me that if the payments were delayed, the IPC would give her the authority to employ
I had no idea things were like this. Here I was thinking the IPC...
พี่ชายบอกเอาไม่อยู่แล้วล่ะ
We need to figure out how to help them. The IPC is too big and powerful. Even if...
You seem to have a deeper knowledge of the Interastral Peace Corporation than I do. But if the records are accurate, and they truly have a presence throughout the galaxy, I'm glad you're both here. I know you came for the festival, but now I must ask you and the Astral Express for help. Do you think you could persuade Topaz to...
Have no fear, Branya. When a friend's in need, the Nameless will always be at their side.
ไปต้องใช้กำลัง
I don't think we're at that stage yet. Miss Topaz seems like a reasonable person. With your silver tongue, I'm sure we'll make some progress.
ว่ารัสินเฉียบคมอย่างเรางั้นเหรอ
So sorry for dragging
บ้า
you into
ไป
more
แล้ว
trouble.
เอาเรามาเฉียบคม
While you're
มัน
out
จะกระบอก
looking
ค
for
มๆจะเข้าไป
Topaz,
ที่หน้าตอนนี้
I'll see if I can think of a strategy to deal with the situation. Best of luck. I apologize. While you're out looking for Topaz. Thank you.
โอเค
Oh, hey! I just remembered. We might as well just be direct and ask her where...
ป้ายังอยู่หรือเปล่าผู้ในการของป้ากำลังติดธุระยังไม่สามารถตอบความได้นะฮะวิทยาประวัติศาสตร์โอเค
Okay, got it. We better think...
เอาวาร์ปไปด้วยครบมาก thank you อ๋อนี่ไง
Oh, it's you two again. This is the third time today we've run into each.
รู้สมพงษ์มีเวลา
Oh, did my smart reply function tell you where I was? It's a system developed by the technology department. Pretty neat, right? What do you make of this painting? I'm no expert, but it portrays a certain kind of sorrow, you know? Not your everyday kind of sadness. It's as if the artist had condensed history into one poignant but sorrowful image. The artist's brushwork depicts a generation.
น่าจะเข้าใจศิลปะเป็นอย่างดี
Not at all. The analysis of an aficionado. I wouldn't take my word for it. The Express has visited many worlds. I'm sure I suppose what I'm trying to say is what I'm drawn to isn't the style in which a piece is painted, but its overall value. Its intrinsic value may only be 50,000 credits, but its added value might push the
Sorry for crashing your artist party, but we came to talk to you about.
Oh? The collaboration between our two.
Not exactly.
Let's walk and talk. This way. Most exhibits in this museum are of little value. But with a keen eye, it's possible.
Miss Topaz, Bronya's already told us about Belobog's.
Oh. You two are closer than I expected with her, so how can I help? Not sure in the arrangement.
We, help me out here. You know I'm.
ชื่อขอลองทำโมเนียไม่เป็นสมผลก็แย่ละ
I see. I understand. From your point of view, I can. However, you must understand that debt collection is a big part of my job. I've dealt with cases far more difficult than Belobog's. I appreciate each case has its difficulties. But if I treated every late debtor as a special case, the galaxy's economy would come to a grinding halt.
ตอนนี้เวลาเป็นไง
The Strategic Investment Department is well versed in handling such situations. We can offer the debtor but Eurilo 6 has far exceeded the allotted repayment period. I'm afraid milder solutions aren't the. Oops! Almost gave away trade secrets there, didn't I? The exhibits here are pretty ordinary. I estimate they're probably not worth much.
อะไรอะเราอะ
So you're basically saying the Belabogians must pay off their ancestors' debts.
When you think about it, it's just another part of the cycle of life. Wow! Look! Is that little critter native to Eurilo 6? It's so white and fluffy.
น่าสูญพันธุ์ไปแล้ว
I suppose it probably is. That's such a shame. I absolutely adore little animals. Have you guys met Numby?
So, Bronya invested so much just to make this world a little better.
What do you take the IPC for, Miss March? We're just the same as Belobog's architect. No matter what solutions we propose, we will always take the welfare of the people of Belobog into consideration. Otherwise, we'd be no.
So you're saying there's nothing to.
Don't worry yourself too much. The Supreme Guardian. But to answer your question directly, it'd take a miracle. I'll complete the Eurilo 6.
This isn't going as planned.
I wouldn't waste too much energy on this matter. Why not make the most of the festive atmosphere? Oh, looks like one of my colleagues is after me.
ไปซะแล้ว
So, what now? We.
เรื่องสัญญาว่าต้องทำสำเร็จนี่
Well, yeah, but I guess Miss Topaz is just doing her job. And as far as the all these vested interests, so hard to undo any of it. They teach this stuff. Did someone send you a?
ซีรีส์วะอะไรอะอะไรอะที่พันธุ์แปลกของมันที่อันเดอร์เวิลด์ยึดโซนเมืองใหญ่อ้าวเช่าโบเน่ก่อนเช่าโบเน่ก่อนอ้าวกำเว้ย เหล่เอ้ย
Huh? The I. Seriously? Topaz was just talking about. I really did jinx up. I guess complaining won't get us in.
อะไรวะยืนซัดกันเถอะ
One's hexachromatic position is always in flux.
Stila!
Hey! Am I glad to see you two here?
บาดเจ็บไหมอะ
Nobody's been seriously hurt, but a few wildfire members got their weapons and automatons are much stronger than anything we have. You see those two in black? They've been guarding the mine entrance. They're not letting anyone in or out. What's the matter? Got nothing to say?
What's going on inside the mine?
A few miners made it out earlier. They look pretty panicked. These uninvited guests keep talking about asset evaluation, whatever that means. All I know.
จัดการเอง
Do you think Topaz is around here somewhere?
The person you're talking about. Potaz, Pazto, whatever her name is, she can wait. Right now. Hey, you two!
You guys must be exhausted standing here all day. How about you take a little lunch?
เอาวะโคตรเดือดไม่เอา
What's their deal?
You two were talking to the director in the snow plains.
So it's you. Do you even know who you're talking to? If your boss knows to treat us with...
I can't let you pass. My team leader said that if anyone gets through, I'll lose.
Team leader? You're even lower on the pecking order than I thought.
Shut up! I
Oh,
spent
dear,
7 years on a forsaken asteroid preparing to join the IPC. I went through 17 interviews before they finally hired me.
IPC? And no need to waste our breath on this idiot.
มามอนใหม่
Gather as one.
แล้วเอาทีมอะไรมาวะเนี่ยเราทีมโมโนคอนตัมมาอะไร
Time for a buzz.
I'll free you from your disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Let's be friends.
ไม่มีแต้มละ
Don't mess with
ลืม
me.
เก็บแต้ม
Fight as one.
I'll end your misery. Who's next? Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past. That's it?
17 rounds of interviews and the...
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's set off when...
เปลี่ยนทีมก่อน ก่อนไปเปลี่ยนทีมก่อนเอาจะโยนไปอย่างนี้แหละ
Ready for action? Let's get moving.
เอาให้เซตอยู่แล้วดีกว่าขอบคุณครับไปแห่เดียวกันในเขตของซาวร็อก
Hello, it's Mr. Svarog, isn't it? And this cute little girl must be Clara.
Hello, miss.
I'm Topaz. I've come to have a chat with Mr. Svarog.
Clara, go inside and wait for me.
Huh?
She is not a guest. Neither is she a friend. Go, Clara. Everything will be fine.
โอ้โหเอาวะ ซาวร็อกจะตึง
So, it seems my source was right. Who would have thought that such a strong bond could exist between a giant robot and a little girl?
น่าจะคนสร้างแน่เลย เพราะว่ามันอยู่มาตั้งแต่รุ่นแรกแล้วไอ้ซาวร็อก
Astral Peace Corporation. What is your motive for coming?
Straight to the point, huh? I like your style. Eurilo 6. Are robots familiar with that term? Anyway, it refers to the planet we're currently standing on. No one can reverse this outcome. Not you, not the Nameless, nor any power in the I only care about one thing right now. Demonstrating to the shareholders of the IPC that Eurillo 6 can generate value. In the long run, this is a way, the only way, to ensure Belobog's long-term interests. I need your help to achieve this goal.
Long-term interests undefined. Analysis failed. Tell me, emissary, how do you plan to convince the IPC leadership?
That's simple. I'll show you.
อะไรอะลูกชิ้นกุ้งปูจงอะ
This is
Source code, or to be more precise, source code that is able to take control of all. I'm sure you're familiar with this. All mechanized units manufactured in Belobog over the last 700 years utilize the underlying systems created by the IPC. The code is so refined that the engineers never saw any. I assume you're also aware that there was once a large automaton factory in the underworld. Thousands upon thousands of automatons, enough to crush the Legion's vanguard. This is my bargaining chip for negotiating with the higher-ups. I'll convince them that Eurillo 6 has a place in the company's long-term strategy. But first, I need a guide to show me where these automatons are buried.
I understand. Your long-term interests can be defined as the What are your intentions for the people currently living here?
Their future has already been purchased. All I can do is make them accept this fact.
I
ก็คือ
understand.
ดาวนี้ไม่มีสิทธิ์แบบต่อรองอะไรได้แล้วอะเพราะมันเป็นหนี้มา700 ปี ดอกเยอะมาก
Oh, so you're not as stubborn as the rumors suggest.
The future you speak of is beyond my computational range, but my emotional analysis indicate. Additionally, calculations indicate a 96.4%
Your calculations are slightly on the. Here's to our future cooperation. If you wouldn't mind.
ทางด้านผู้เบิกทางเรา มีนัมบี้ขวางอะ
All the miners here huddled together.
Well, the situation here is pretty similar to when you first arrived. It's just that instead of a few thugs and broken robots.
Hey, check it out! Isn't that Topaz's little trotter over there?
What? Isn't that thing a fragment?
The IPC are all about their sci-fi sorcery, so it's not that surprising.
เสียงน่ารัก
Sounds like you two are getting along. What?
ชิวจังเลยเข้ามา
Wow, that's so deep. Come on, stop fooling.
Look, you guys. Looks like it wants to leave.
Looks like they want to find their master. Let's follow.
ตามลัมบี้ไป
Those people dressed in black are attacking us!
Hey, I'm talking.
No, I really don't.
This place is filled with nothing but incompetence.
Those cowards!
แต่เราตัวป้านจะเป็นคนอันนี้เหรอวะ ไม่น่ามั้งตัวป้าก็น่าสั่งคนพวกนี้มาด้วยแบบเพราะว่าคนป้าทาสุระกับซาวล็อกไอ้ยาเท่ยังไงเฮ้ยเท่จัดท่าฟาดไม่ลืมเก็บอันนี้เดี๋ยวจบในช่วงนี้ผมค่อยเปิดเอาตราอนาคต1ก่อนมันจะมีตราอนาคต2ด้วยพอจะจบ2แล้วมันจะมีเควสในเรื่องให้เล่นนะเอ้ยกี่อะไรนะ อีเวนต์มีเควสอีเวนต์ให้เล่นเก็บเพชรเอาไว้เปิดเพิ่มมอนใหม่เพียบเลย
Look, that big guy down.
We'll see who's really.
Huh? Where'd Numby go?
Wow. For something so short and stubby, they're surprisingly nimble. Well, guess that's that. We're on our own now. Let's keep going.
ไหนดียังไงสิ
Hey, you! Are you in charge around here?
All local. The IPC is currently conducting asset evaluation work here. Local residents are advised to follow those responsible for evacuation to the...
Don't lie to us! You seized the mine by force for yourself. You drove the locals out. I'm warning you. Get lost or suffer the consequences. Don't you dare show your...
and who might you be? You have quite the attitude. This is our jurisdiction now.
ผู้ปาระยะที่เกาะพงวายเหรอถามตรงไปเลย
You know Topaz? Interesting. It doesn't matter. The Strategic Investment Department has no obligation to talk to any cases where debtors fail to repay within a set time frame. The IPC reserves the right to skip negotiations and take over all...
You know, it's funny how the rules always seem to work in your favor, don't you think? This world's been hanging by a thread, and now you're here to pull the plug on it.
Don't blame me. I'm simply following orders. Do you...
Save your breath, March. Didn't you claim the IPC was all-powerful? Well, now...
If I knew things were gonna get this heated, I'd have applied for overtime. Anyway, since you seem intent on settling this matter with violence, prepare yourselves for my heavy laser cannon.
มาดิวะ
1,000 wonders, and fight is fun!
อ้าวอย่าเรียก
Gather as one.
Awaken dormant scales.
เดี๋ยวขอดูเช็คบัฟสิมาปฏิบัติการเจ้าหน้าที่องค์กรสาธารณสุขดวงดาวแต่ละขั้นจะใช้ผู้ครอบครองดาเมจเพิ่มขึ้น50%และจะสร้างและซ้อนทับด้วย3ชั้นเป็น50%เมื่อโจมตีจะใช้คะแนน จุดปฏิบัติการทั้งหมดโดยคะแนนปฏิบัติการจะสามารถถูกผู้โจมตียึดไปได้เมื่อจุดอ่อนตัวเองถูกทำลายหรือเมื่อตัวเองถูกกำจัดโอ้แต่ที่ต้องเคลียร์คือเคลียร์2ตัวนี้เว้ยถ้าผมไม่มีตัวเคลียร์นอกจากจะถึงไวซัสอะแต่ตัวผมไม่น่าตายอยู่แล้วเขาซัดตรงๆไปเลยถ้ามันระดับสูงค่อยควรนะเพราะมันไม่ได้สูงมากเนี่ย
1,000 wonders to fight is fun. To travel.
จะฮิวขึ้นหน่อย
Reciprocity. Excellent.
Heaven's surge. Rise. Awaken dormant. World cleansing dragon.
Seize the moment. A quick divination.
อ้าวยึดคะแนนคือในก็สวยดิ
Awaken. Commencing research.
Heaven's surge. Break.
ดาเมจบวกแบบเบิ่ม
I see through you. Specimen sighted. 1,000 wonders to fight is fun.
ไม่ถึงว่ะ
Awaken dormant scale. World cleansing dragon.
มา
Aeon and Fantilia. Did you really think...
Darn it. I'm all out of ammo.
Sir, we've just received word from the Director
Topaz?
Teams are not to disrupt the lives of local inhabitants during the asset evaluation period. Teams that violate this directive will have their year-end bonuses reduced by 60%.
เรียบร้อย
60%? We're done for. Attention all personnel. Evacuate the mine immediately. Erase all traces of your...
เรียบร้อย
So,
Yeah. Judging by so, who is this Topaz anyway? She seems to have no.
it's a long...
ไม่รอตินี่อ่ะ
Debt?
You should
Why did this mess have to happen so close to the?
Oh, looks like we've got a message.
โบเนียปะแต่แอดกลุ่มไลน์กลุ่มเนี่ยนี่ไง ต้องกลับไปป้อมคาฟอด
Get the feeling Bronya's worried about something. Are you coming with us?
Go on without me. I still have stuff to take care of. Branya messaged you, which means she thinks you can help. I trust her judgment.
Got it, Zila. Well, come on. To Clipot?
These guys
มาอ่ะ
don't look like thieves.
By order of the Supreme Guardian, proceed no further, Miss Topaz.
Bellabog might be in arrears, but I'm out of pocket. See you later, Captain.
เฮ้ยล้อมเลยว่ะ เอาแล้ว
Welcome back. I appreciate your help more than I can express.
เฮ้ย
Couldn't
เดี๋ยว
have
เป็น
been
นะทุกคน
easy running all over the
ผม
city.
ขอ
That's what friends are for, Bronya.
หน้าดูเหนื่อยๆโบเนีย
I'm fine. I haven't rested in a while.
แมวเคลื่อนไหวอะเหรอ
They're moving quickly. Bellabog is crawling with their agents. All they talk about is silver lining is that apart from the mine incident you mentioned, there haven't been any major conflicts in other areas. I suppose Topaz must have issued an still that hasn't stopped panic from building. People are confused. They don't know where these strangers in black came from, nor what their intentions are.
Did you manage to get in touch with Topaz again? We're curious to know what solution she has.
That's the reason I asked for you to come here. Look.
มันคือ
It's...
The contract Topaz sent to me a little while ago. There's a handwritten letter attached. Please take a look at the contents. And then tell me your...
Miss Bronya, if you'll permit me to call you that, I'd like to share a story with you from my own life. In your eyes, the IPC may seem heartless or cruel, but in reality, we all have a story to tell. As for myself, I was born on a my home planet was extremely resource poor. To survive, people worked laboriously, manufacturing products for other civilizations in the galaxy. Given these circumstances, the natural environment of my home planet became increasingly harsh. I don't recall the exact moment when it happened, but people started wearing respirators just to walk down the street. My home was facing its demise. The relatively wealthy chose interstellar migration and started anew. Finally, one fateful day, the IPC arrived on my home planet. They had the technology to repair our planet's damaged environment. 2 years after signing the contract, the dark clouds and haze disappeared, and people began to take off their masks. After 3 years, vegetation and trees began to grow. When I was finally old enough, I officially became a member of the Strategic Investment Department. I witnessed the changes that took place on my home world, and I am writing to you, Miss Branya. I know freedom is precious to people, but in reality, there are things of much greater value. How many generations of Belabogians will it take to embrace the stars again without assistance? Who can guarantee that every future guardian will be as prudent and enlightened as you? How can you guarantee? I have already negotiated the best possible deal for you. Once you sign this contract, all of Belabog's debts will be forgiven. And I can understand that for you, this is an extremely difficult, but because of this, I believe that you will.
Her words do sound quite sincere. What do you make of it?
Yes, she is a high-ranking member of the IPC, after all. In any case, she wasn't wrong when she said this would be an extremely difficult decision. This planet's fate, the civilization it carries, everything that's happened here and everything that will happen, it all rests in my hands. This definitely can't and shouldn't be a decision made by me alone.
I trust her judgment too. What if this decision is too much for one person? The impact of this choice could haunt Branya for the rest of her life.
Topaz hasn't given me much time to consider. She wants me to decide as soon as possible. I wanted to put it to a vote and let all the citizens of both the overworld and the underworld have their say. I'll convene the Klapoth Fort architects immediately to discuss the contract. As for the locals, I'd like you to gauge their stance on the matter. The people of Belabog hold both of you in high regard. They'll most certainly be willing to tell you their thoughts.
มีสิทธิ์โหวตได้ไหมเนี่ย แต่ผมไม่ใช่คนในที่นี้ไม่ใช่เหรอ
Leave this matter to the Belabogian. We've got your back. We failed to convince Topaz.
Thank you, March. I'll assemble the ministers. Let's meet up here again later.
All right. If we want to make an informed decision.
ที่ไหนบ้างโอ้มซิลแมงกัดตรงนู้นด้วยอ๋อตรงนี้ก่อนไอ้ตลาดอนาคต2เนี่ย
We need to hear from both the overworld and the
เอ้ย
underworld.
มัน2แล้ว
Right? Let's start with the overworld.
2แล้วเดี๋ยวเราพักก่อนทำเลเปิดจันถึงริ้วก่อนปะจนจะลงไลฟ์ละมาแป๊บเดียวนะที่ไหนดิต้องนี้ดิสเกลกอร์บัตเตอร์สเคปโหลดนานจังเลยพี่เอาตั้งหัวมาล่อเลยนี่มาได้เวลาที่เราต้องเปิดแล้วนี่เลยเดี๋ยวไปตลาดอนาคต2นะ อ่ะมาเลย10 ตัวแรกปู้ไม่ออกทิ้งวินอีไหนเนี่ยอีไหนก็ไม่รู้อ้าวยังไม่ออกทิ้งวินอีกอีหนึ่งต่อเนื่องก็ยังไม่ออกฮะอะไรอะอะไรคนอะไรวะความบรรยาไม่ได้ใช้ดิโอ้โหครบแล้วมั้งเนี่ย E6 แล้วมั้งเนี่ยไม่ออกเลยอะแซปโปอีกสุดท้ายโอ้โคตรลึกสุดโอ้โหไม่ออกว่ะแต้มนี้ได้600เองโอเคไม่เป็นไรไม่ออกเลยว่ะมีแต่ว่าอะไร E6 ตันเลยมันล่อถ้าตันเลยจริงวิน E6 อ่ะโกงแล้วตอนนี้จำตัวขี้โกงไปแล้วมันลื่นอะไรอ่ะตะวันโอเคซัมโป E2 ใช้ได้เราหาเพชรมาเปิดเพิ่มลึกจริงลึกแบบนี่60 โลยังลึกอะพลาดละน่าต้องไปฟาร์มเพิ่มแล้วค่อยมานั่งเปิดว่ะเดี๋ยวอาจจะมานั่งเล่นอะไรนะเรื่องของอีเวนต์นะช่วงดึกเย็นนี้อาจจะเล่นอาจจะผมไม่ชัวร์แล้วก็เดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้ค่อยมานั่งเล่นเกนชินกันนะก็เดี๋ยวครบ1 ชั่วโมงพอดีเศร้าว่ะอีกนิดเดียวเองจะได้ถ้า70ขึ้นไปน่าจะทันอยู่อันนั้นต้องเก็บเพชรเพิ่มอีกหน่อยเพราะว่าตอนนี้มีแต้มเหลือจากไอเสบียงรถไฟประมาณ300 แต้มผมไปแลกได้แต่ก็เก็บไม่จำเป็นจริงๆก็ไม่ค่อยอยากใช้หรอกเอาไว้ก่อนนะโอเคงั้นเดี๋ยวผมพักก่อนนะไว้เจอกันสวัสดีครับผม